What's going on, my peeps, my peoples? Peep Squad is in the building. Hey, New Sky. Hey, Hickerson. How you doing? What's going on? What's up? You know what's up. These mother effers done got away with murder. That is what's up. They getting away with this bullshit, and they throwing in our face, baby. They letting us know that, hey, we don't give a damn. We gonna do what we gonna do, when we gonna do, and how we gonna do, and what are you gonna do about it? Basically, that's it. What we gonna do about the situation? How we gonna handle this? How we gonna go ahead in life with this type of shit? Like, they could just walk up into your house and do this shit to you? This ain't the first time at Tiana Jefferson. It happens over and over and over. Every time you turn around, it's happening to our people. Our people. Foundation of Blacks, ADOS. It's happening to our people. This shit ain't right. This shit is not right. They get away with They done got away with it. No charges. Not even indicted for murder at all. Point blank, period. They done got away with it, yo. Like, for real? I mean, it's just thrown in our face. Louisville, Kentucky, shit. Like, Lord have mercy. They done got away with it, and they're telling us that we need to take it. It's by law, and it's justifiable. And these cops are not indicted at all. They're not indicted for her murder. So basically, they walk away scot-free, can live their life and do what the hell they want to do. $12 million ain't shit once you got to continue to pay taxes and losing your daughter. You can have money. Money don't bring you happiness. Money don't bring your loved ones back. It's like, damn, like, this is so messed up. I mean, like, yo, like, this is like, we've been getting slapped in the face, and this is for everybody, for every culture, for every race to pay attention and watch. And if you down with us, you need to get in line too, because baby, the protests and the marching, okay, that's one thing. We got celebrities behind, you know, these tragedies that keep happening to us and our people all the time. And if you're not down with changing it, then you're a part of the problem, for real, because these cops done got away with it. And the only thing that does is send a message that they can do it and get away with it. That they're playing Call of Duty. They are playing Grand Theft Auto with our life. They're playing video games with our life. Straight up and down. They can walk the streets and do all this crazy shit and get away with it. Nah, it's what we gonna do. It's what we teach our kids to do. It's what our brothers, our sisters, our nephews, our nieces, our cousins, our fathers, our mothers, what are we gonna do? Because they already gave us the message of what they gonna do. And they're gonna continue to do this shit. And basically, if we don't say nothing, if we don't do nothing, if we don't come up with a plan or a solution to basically change all this shit, to change it all, because it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna happen to our great-great-grandkids, the other grandkids. You know, they want us to vote for what? Are we voting for justice? Are we voting for change? Are we voting to convict these officers and make sure they don't get special treatment in the criminal justice system with the lawyers, the DA, the Attorney General too as well? And Daniel out here in the streets act like he give a damn about Brianna Taylor. Like, Lord have mercy. It's like so much shit's going on that is crazy. They gotta a settlement for $12 million, but that ain't nothing, baby. That ain't nothing when you lose, your family member, when you lose the person that you love unjustly, and the people get to walk around and act like it's all good, like everything is okay. They ain't gotta worry about nothing. Now that's the problem. These officers done got away with it, and it's just we keep seeing it over and over and over. Over and over and over, we keep seeing this shit. We keep seeing this shit. Keep seeing it. Keep seeing it. Keep seeing it. Ain't nothing has changed yet. Like, Lord have mercy. We can't go on living like this. It has to be a change. There has to be something that we have to do, that we have to gather together. If we have to stop the economy, if we have to be like the coronavirus and stop the economy, stop going to work, stop going to school, stop paying bills, stop it, a collective or something. But there's something that we have to do together as a collective, as people, to change this system, to change what they're doing, because they are doing genocide right in front of our eyes, right in front of us. And then this mayor's talking about protect Louisville, Kentucky. We need to have, a curfew. We need to have this. We need to have that. What about justice? That's what we need. We need these mayors. We need these congressmen. We need the governor, the attorney general. We need to clean office. Everything needs to be cleaned out. Clean the office in your town, in your city, in your state. Gather together with your friends, your relatives, and people that actually want change and justice in your community. You can start with who you put into office in your community too as well, and make sure they are there for the purpose of serving the community, which is you, because they keep getting away with this shit. Tonight 2 officers was wounded too as well, but these officers done got away with it. They really done got away with it too as well. Sergeant Jonathan Madley, he done got away with murder. He done got away. They covered up this situation. They covered up the case. They covered up everything. You think they put the right information out there? You think they didn't change the crime scene? They didn't change the ballistics? They didn't change the shit? Yes, they did, because it's already evident. If you go to Time, the website of Time magazine, they'll tell you right now that the ballistics in the case, at first it says the officer that actually, had the fatal shot to Brianna Taylor was Detective Crossgrove. It was this detective right here, supposedly Miles Crossgrove. He was actually said by the FBI forensic and ballistic department that his weapon is the one that caused the fatal wound to Brianna Taylor. And now Louisville, Kentucky forensic office and ballistic department is saying that they don't know who fired the fatal shot to Brianna Taylor. So how is the FBI ballistic and forensic office has something, same evidence? They say he is the one that did the fatal shot, the fatal wound to Brianna Taylor. But yet the Louisville, Kentucky ballistic office is saying that they can't tell who did it. Like, come on. Like, this is all a setup from the jump street. They lied. They said that she was receiving packages to her house, and Detective Jays, he had supposed to speak to the Postal Service people, and allegedly they said suspicious packages was coming to Brianna Taylor's house, and I'm coming to find out that was not lie. And now Detective Jays is on, he is on administrative leave right now, and he's basically might be placed somewhere else. Like, Lord have mercy. Like, what is going on with this situation? Like, yes, it is crazy out here, because it could be any one of us. It could be any one of our relatives. You don't have to even do nothing. You could be in your house. You're talking about, oh, stay in your house, you'll be safe, you'll be all right. Oh, have your license, your insurance, your registration. Put your hands on the wheel. Turn on your interior lights. Say yes, officer. Be respectful, be polite. That don't matter when they are playing Call of Duty and they're playing video games in our life out here in these streets, and then they know the end result is they're not going to be charged with anything. That's the end result. Like, this shit is crazy. And they got protests going on everywhere. People are just upset. But it has to be more than just protests. We have to cripple the economy. We have to be like Corona. And for real, for order for this stuff to change, or our kids gonna continue to go through this situation too as well, you know, and it's just not fair, and it's not right. So we have to make it right. We have to make it fair. If we want change, we have to make change, and that calls on every race, every culture to get involved, because once they genocide us, who is next? The next, who's next on the totem pole? Who's next on the list? Like, how can you and your right mind, you know, think that this is okay for these officers to get away with nothing, no charge at all? Only one officer was charged, and he was charged for wanton endangerment, and that's just basically endangering, you know, the neighbors, not because of Brianna Taylor. You know, I mean, they really got away with this shit. And we've seen it before. This ain't the first time. This ain't the last time. But they sending a message in 2020. We're going to keep doing. It's not just in Louisville, Kentucky. It's in California. It's in Mississippi. It's in Texas. It's in Florida. It's in Georgia. It is everywhere where you see these officers are getting away with committing crimes. And there's no justice. Why are we paying taxes if the officers that are in our community that's supposed to serve and protect are not serving and protecting too as well? And then on top of that, if they're quiet, if they're not saying anything, they are part of the problem. Being quiet is a part of the problem, is a part of the situation. So yes, there are protesters that are out in Louisville, Kentucky right now, even though they do have a curfew. They started the curfew at 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. for 3 days in a row, but they started arresting people before, you know, 9 p.m. So 2 officers were wounded in Louisville, Kentucky too as well. So we're going to check out that video.
Good evening. I'm Robert Schroeder, Chief of Police, Louisville Metro Police Department. All the information I'm about to give you is preliminary in nature, and additional information may arise as the investigation continues. At about 8:30 tonight, our officers were called to the area of Brooklyn College on a large crowd and shots fired in the area. As they were deploying to investigate what was going on at First and Broadway, shots rang out and 2 of our officers were shot. Both officers are currently undergoing treatment at University Hospital. One is in alert and stable. The other officer is currently undergoing surgery and stable. We do have 1 suspect in custody. That's all the information I currently have. I'll take any questions briefly.
One concern we have for these officers and the safety of more officers and the citizens on the streets tonight and in the days to come.
So if I understand your question correctly, is how concerned am I about the officers and the citizens' safety? I am very concerned about the safety of our officers. Obviously, we've had 2 officers shot tonight, and that is very serious. It's a very dangerous condition. I think that the safety of our officers and the community we serve is of utmost importance.
Could you tell us about the injuries that the officers sustained and what was on surgery?
To my knowledge, they are both non-life threatening. That's about as deep as I can go right now.
Do you know where they were
the
shot?
names of the officers that were shot?
We're not releasing the names of the officers at this time.
Do you know where they were shot?
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Okay, you've been listening to Chief Rob Schroeder there. He said around 8:30 his officers reported to shots fired at Brooklyn College.
Yeah, it's one of them situations where we're going to have to make the change happen. That's just the situation, point blank, period. Ralph, protesters are good, but people need to follow up with making sure the government official make these changes. Amen. Not only that, it's probably changing everybody that's in the office too as well. It's time to start loving each other. It's time to start working together and putting our money together too as well. Because, you know, we need to be a powerful entity, a powerful force. And we've been separated for so long. And you've been separated from each other for so long with just trying to make it, just trying to survive. Now you know if you make it and you do survive, an officer can come and take it away from you. Point blank, period, and get away with it. It could be your grandkids. It could be your cousin. It could be your best friend. It could be anybody that you love, you know. And then on top of that, you're grieving and you're mourning, but this person's walking around freely. They're not hiding. They're living their everyday life, and they got away with taking one of our people, and it keeps happening and happening. And you could be an upstanding citizen, you can live in a good community, a good neighborhood, don't got no criminal record, but you can still fall victim to the police. For real, for real. And this is crazy. What's up, everybody? What's up, New Sky? What's up, Libra? What's up, Tony? What's up, B? What's up, Sky? What's up, Ralph? And who else? What's up, Sophia? What's up, Barbara? What's up, Hickerson? What's up, Laura? I'm like, damn, this is just so. What's up, Miss Hollywood? Yo, they sent a message. You know, Louisville, Kentucky sent a message with all the other officers and all the other police departments and the criminal justice system worldwide, that no matter what, we could be in the wrong, but we are going to get away with it. Hey, what's up, Grace Turner? We're going to get away with it. Point blank, period. And they only charge this officer. They only charge him. You know, and it's just like, and they didn't even charge him with anything, you know, relating to Brianna Taylor. This is Brett Hankerson, and basically he was just charged with wanton endangerment, basically because he went outside after they entered the house. Allegedly, they said that they knocked, but they said they had a no-knock warrant, but yet they're telling us that they knock. So why are you telling us that you knock and you basically tried to make the occupants in the house aware? But yes, a no-knock warrant, so you don't need to do all that. Basically, they're trying to cover their ass, point blank, period. So he's the only officer in charge, basically endangerment of other people around, like the other people in the apartment building. So basically, when they enter the house, he didn't stay in the house. He left the house, went outside, went to the rear of the house, and basically fired through, you know, the windows, which was obstructed by curtains and blinds. So he was just blind shooting. So he's the only one that has been indicted, but it has nothing to do with Brianna Taylor's case. Point blank, period. So he just got away with it. And then you know what? He's going to do a resume. And he's going to be rewarded and move on to another place. He probably be guarding the president. Who knows? I know, Grace Turner. It's just some bullshit. And it's time. Only way it's going to change if we change it. Ain't nobody going to change it for us. And we did the protest. You see the protests out there protesting. You got the celebrities. You got everybody else like that. So basically, at the end of the day, the system still said, no, we're not going to see you as human beings. We're not going to treat you fairly. We are going to throw it in your face. And then on top of that, we're going to put a curfew on you too as well. And so what are we supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Just sit back and take it? Like, come on. Like, they're wilding. They are whining. Like, these cops really just got away. They just really got away with it. They just really got away with it. And they ain't the first ones, and they ain't gonna be the last one unless there's actually change, unless there's actually something tangible that will stop them from doing that. And basically, only thing that I can see is basically crippling the economy, just like the coronavirus crippled the economy. People that are against injustice, or against police brutality, we need to band together to cripple the economy. And therefore, they will listen. Money talks and bullshit walks. And that's point blank, period, because this is just crazy. Like, you don't see this happening to anybody else but our people. Why just our people? Why only black people are being hunted down in their own homes now? We're talking about our homes now. We ain't even talking about driving. We ain't even talking about none of that stuff. We're talking about in our own homes. In our homes. We are not safe in our own homes. And then when we defend ourselves in our homes, they got the right. Her virtuous woman, they got the right to just take us out like that. And we can go through all the facts, all the logistics, but none of that shit matters. Because you know why? It didn't matter to the criminal justice system. It didn't matter to the DA. It didn't matter to the Attorney General. It didn't matter to the judge. It didn't matter to the grand jury for the indictment. None of the facts, none of that mattered. None of that mattered because it was all altered and documented at the same damn time. Because how do the FBI says that this particular cop is the one that fired the fatal shot to Brianna Taylor, but yet and the Louisville and the Louisville, Kentucky office, they're saying that they can't identify who fired the fatal shot, which doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, like, this is just crazy. And no matter who's in office, the president or Congress will always support the blue wall. And that's why we have to change the blue wall. And that's why it has to be changed. It's more of us people than it is the blue wall. But it has to be people that care to get together and organize together. We can't organize online. You can't do that shit online. You can't do none of that stuff online because, you know, they watch everything that you do. But we need to organize in our communities where, you know, if you want to be the councilman, if you want to be the mayor in our community, if you want to be the mayor or the governor, or you want to be in the House of Representatives in our community, we have to put you in that community. So that means all the people need to come together and make sure we put officials in office that are working for us and not against us. So when something like this happened, they were on our side. They got our back. So that's where the money comes in. That's where pooling your money together and basically getting somebody to represent your community. Now, if we do that in every city to city, state to state, to coast, when tragedy like this hits, you know, there will be justice. But we as the people have to take the office over. You know, everybody said, go rush out to vote. Vote for who? For what? What are they going to do? The people that are running now, they don't have an agenda to stop the police. They don't have an agenda to rebrand their police department, restructure their police department, that they have psychiatric evaluations of far as racism. Psychiatric evaluation for racism, and also how do they feel about the people that they're policing in that community, and they need to live in a community. We need to have them walk in the streets, and we need to have more officers that look like us too as well, that are not coons. And it's going to have to start in each city, in each state, where whoever you put into office are the people that are working from you. So that's where we need to have our union. We need to have our community, like the Jewish got their community, and they got the people that represent them and everything else like that, that runs the office, that runs stuff. And we pull our money together and cripple this economy, and then put the people in office that we want, not the people that they give us to vote for, not the people we have no idea who they are, where they came from, but yet they're running from office, or it's nepotism that they get into office and they're able to have a seat in office, whether it's the chief, whether it's the cops, the detective, you know, the sergeant, or the mayor, the governor, or the House Senate. Like, all that needs to change. The House of Representatives needs to change. We need to put people in there that we want. You know, if Americans and people that are citizens here in this country that pay taxes and not here for the police brutality of what's going on, we have to come together as a collective, because once they're done with us, who do you think is going to be next? There's always going to be a target, and right now we're the target. And money talks and bullshit walks. I'm like, just damn. Like, this shit is just so crazy. And it keeps happening, and it keeps going on. And so these are people in Louisville, Kentucky that are actually out, that are protesting, that are walking the streets. People are upset. There was so many women just out there crying. Like, they just, you know, they are taking women's life too. That means they've been taking a black man's life, and now they was taking a black woman's life on the low. You didn't hear about it because media wasn't as fierce as it is now, where you can find out the stories and the information of what's going on, because people post to Instagram and post to Twitter, Snapchat, so you know what's going on. But they are even taking the women out too as well. And what do women do? They produce what? Babies. They're trying, it's a genocide that feels like that is going on, and they're getting away with it, and they're laughing in our face. You don't think these politicians and these cops and the governor and all of them is sitting there laughing like, oh, okay, we're gonna get them in line, we're gonna do this to them? They don't gotta worry about that, but we gotta worry about that. We gotta worry about our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our godchildren that's in another state, hoping that they make it home safe, that they don't get pulled over or stopped by the police, even though none of them are criminals. But you come into contact with the police, you might just lose your life, and that's the problem. It's just So we did the protest, and the protesting ain't working. The protest ain't working. The celebrities behind the protest ain't working either. So it's time to take a different route and a different route. For real. Like, this is just, I mean, this is egregious. This is so fucking egregious that it's just mind-boggling. And this is like, it's just more cases. Tomorrow there will be another case. It's just more cases after more cases. And you know, what we've been doing ain't working, so we have to try something new. We have to do something new. We have to come together as a collective. Yes, we've been separated. There's been colorism. There's been a Willie Lynch syndrome. There's been so much to try to separate us, you know. But it's time to come together, because if not, we need to create a better world, a better future for the next generation to come along. If we're going to make it to the next generation, because what they doing, they're just outright doing any and everything right in front of our face. Like we don't see it. They're doing it on camera. They've been recorded and they're being found not guilty, or they're not even being indicted. You know, if you ask Brianna Taylor's mother, she would rather have a daughter than the 12 million. I would rather have my child than the 12 million all day, every day. This shit is just it's a travesty. And there's so many people that are making so many excuses. Oh, the officers did the right thing. This is what's supposed to happen. Of course they're going to say they did the right thing. You don't think that they covered up everything that they covered up? Come on. I'm like, Lord have mercy. It just pissed me off so much. What's going on around comes around. Dirty cops will get what's coming to them. Most of the time they don't. You're right, Barbara. Exactly. Cripple the economy, cripple the media, cripple the industry. I mean, cripple it. If you cripple it, these mother suckers will be down at our knees. But yet we're going to still go on with everyday life and not connect with each other. And that means everybody from all different races, from everywhere, to get together to have a union. And from every state, every coast, put this money together to start a whole new fraction in America. Because we have to come together, because look what they're doing to us. Look what they're doing to us right before our very eyes, right before our very kids' eyes. And then at the same time, we got to try to survive and try to make it in this world. And you can be the greatest person in the world, not commit no crimes, and not have a criminal record. You run into one of these officers, you might just say goodnight night. Grace Turner, she was an essential worker during the pandemic and lost her life. People who were supposed to protect her. Exactly. And they got away with it. They totally got away with the situation. They got away with it scot-free. And this is not the first time, and this is not the last time unless we stop it. And that's coming together. We have to band together. Unity is the most important thing. Unity is what's going to get this change. Unity and coming up with a plan to change the shit. To just cripple the economy. You cripple the economy, everybody's going to stop. All the billionaires, the billionaire companies, the music industry, the media industry, the product industry, all of them. You cripple it, then they're gonna say, what can we do? What's the change that we need to make? But if they're not losing anything, they're not losing nothing. You know what I mean? They're not losing anything. They're not losing nothing when one of us leave this earth through the way of an officer. But if we lose our life through an officer and their company becomes crippled, then they're going to want to ask questions. Oh, what can we do? How can we change this? What's going on? Yes, support black businesses all day, but you got to make sure that black businesses ain't supporting the main line that ain't got nothing to do with the change that we want to make. It's just, oh my goodness. It's just make you so mad, because you hear the stories when you was a child, what your people went through. And now you live through the stories and you see the stories. You report on the stories and nothing changed. Everything is still the same. Only thing is they let a few black people through the door, and they let a few black people be the spokesman for the people that are actually committing the crime. That, what's his name? The Attorney General over there, Dan. Oh my God. In my opinion, he is a coon all day, every day. I mean, the way that he was talking, he should have went in whiteface. I don't know what his problem was, but it was just atrocious. His speech, how he talked, how he represented Brianna Taylor and said his piece on the situation was a damn right travesty. That mother sucker don't give a damn about nobody that is black. He don't probably even think he's black. He's probably Uncle Ruckus all day. I believe he's Uncle Ruckus. This is Uncle Ruckus in office. This is Uncle Ruckus right here. It's like, it just makes you so mad. It just makes you so upset. Because it's injustice. We deal with injustice all the time. When we go to the grocery store and we get watched, we deal with injustice when we try to move in certain communities and we're rejected because of the color of our skin. We deal with injustice when we go to banks and try to get loans and they deny us just on the fact that we are black. We deal with all types of injustice. We deal with injustice when people cross the street because they don't want to walk next to us because we're black. We deal with all that type of shit. We deal with all that type of negativity. We deal with all types of shit. We deal with all types of racism from so many different people, so many different cultures. And then we get our people in the office and what do? They end up being the biggest coon because they feel like they accepted that they done made it. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. That girl should be here. Brianna Taylor should be here. Atiana Jefferson should be here. They should be here. And they made up all types of accusations against Brianna Taylor, talking about, she had packages coming to her house. The police, Detective Jan, basically was saying that, he spoke to the, people at the post office and, there was suspicious packaging and her name shouldn't have even been on the arrest warrant. Her name shouldn't have even been on the warrant. So now the FBI is investigating that because they're trying to find out if Brianna Taylor's civil rights was violated because she had nothing to do with any criminal anything. She had nothing to do with that. So why was her name on the paper? And they're trying to make up all these stories that Brianna Taylor was involved. And they even got her ex-boyfriend out here basically trying to say that she might have had something to do with his business so he can get a plea. Like, miss me, they're doing everything to cover up. Hey, Sanders, what's going on? Congratulations to you, Sanders. Thank you for being an essential worker. Thank you. And I hope your party goes so well, Tony. Everyone. Oh, thank you so much, Monique Hill. I appreciate it. If you guys want to call in. I'm just pissed off right now. It's just mad because basically, if you're going to organize and do anything, you can't do it online because you're being watched. So it's just like one of these situations where you look at your grandkids, look at your kids. This world gotta change. It gotta be better. This racism gotta stop. The way they're treating us, knowing that we built this country, knowing that we founded this country, knowing that we belong here, knowing that we ain't no immigrants, knowing that our forefathers, our ancestors was here. We built the railroad tracks. We built the stoplights. We built, hospitals and made, fax machines, security systems, and also cameras too as well. And also ways to pick cotton and machines and to also, air conditioners and refrigerators. We invented all that shit and we get no credit for it, and we get shot down in the street like we animals. When our ancestors built this mother sucker, they wouldn't have half of the shit that they do have if it wasn't our people inventing telephones, fax machines, everything else like that. But yet we're criminals and we get shot down by people that are stupid and dumb, probably don't even know their timetables, their multiplication, can't even make a complete sentence. These officers are nobody special. They're ignorant and they're retarded type of people. And we know the officers here where I'm from, how they made detective and they became officers as their parents paid money for them to get on the police force. And then on top of that, the detectives here and the police chief here, there was a big scandals with them passing the sergeant exam, the detective exam. Like half of them can't even pass these exams that they have. What happens is they pass the questions the answers among each other. They cheat. They're regular people. They're just regular, like, Ain't no genius on no damn police force. You know what I mean? Ain't no above average smart person on the police force. They deal with criminals and petty crimes most of the time. And then on top of that, they think they're better than everybody. And they come out in our community and look down on us and then want to do whatever they feel like they want to do in our community and get away with the bullshit. Shit pisses me off. Like, they act like we didn't build this country. Like, we didn't. Come on. All the most important inventions in America, black people invented them. We invented blood plasma. All types of stuff we invented, but we get no credit for it. You don't learn about that in our history books. You don't learn about none of the shit that we did. You don't learn about none of that. You don't learn anything about that. All they see is, oh, we can walk over black people and dog back black people. Foundational black and ADOS. But there's a time that we have to come together. Whether you're in the smart category, the dumb category, or the ratchet category, or any category that you're in, at the end of the day, your skin is black. And you're a target for racism, and you're a target for the cops. No matter what your sexual orientation is, no matter what it is, what they see first is your skin color. That's what they see first. That's why we have to stick together. We have to come together. We've been separated for too long, and it's time to stop the separation. We had the Willie Lynch to separate us. We had the house slaves, and then you had the field slave. All types of separations to separate us. We need to stop separating each other. Stop speaking to your neighbors. Stop speaking to the people that look like you. Start helping the people that look like you. Start coming together. Because they separated us for so long, and with all types of mind control tricks. Oh, I'm going to let you make it and advance in your family, and we're going to put these ones down. No. The phone number's on the screen if you do want to call. But I'm kind of hoarse because I am so mad. I'm just so upset and disappointed. And nothing is going to change unless we do it differently. Sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. It is what it is. I want to die free. I don't want to be enslaved to none of the bullshit that's going on, or be worried or live in fear, because I'm not living like that. None of us should live like that. Point blank, period. Not what our ancestors did. We never got our 40 acres and I moved, but every other culture, whatever United States owed them, or when they bombed their countries, they got their reparations. Where are our reparations? We can't even get our reparations. We can't get justice. And you want me to go out there to a goddamn poll and vote for who? Vote for who? I know you ain't talking to me. Vote for who? Who you want me to vote for? Where's my reparations at? This shit is crazy. Yeah, this is happening live right now in Louisville. This is happening live. There's also protests going on in Chicago too as well. There's a lot of people that's out in Chicago too as well. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, my voice is very hoarse. I've been yelling and screaming all day. Oh my goodness. I was just like, Ooh. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. That woman, Brianna Taylor's mother, just to see them women cry. Some of the women were a lot older than me. Some of them was younger than me. Just sitting out there crying in front of the courthouse, just crying because it just hurts. It hurts. And, you know, it can't be where we think our hands are tied. No, our hands are not tied. We have to get justice. We deserve justice, and we have to take the justice that we want. That's the only way we're going to get it. That is the only way that we're going to get justice, if we take it. That's the only way. You sit, you wait for the police department. You're waiting for the court, the grand jury, the attorney general, the mayor, and everybody's supposed to be doing their job. Oh, just wait patiently. You know, we're going to handle this. And look, nothing come out of it. Portia Williams even went to jail. And Trick, they went to jail. Nothing happened. Yandy went to jail. That shit is painful. To feel like you're paralyzed and you can't do nothing. But we're not paralyzed. We never been paralyzed. Never been paralyzed. You think these guys are smart in these uniforms? Like, don't get me started. Lord have mercy. Help me, Jesus, before I go in. And my voice is so hoarse right now. Oh, my voice is hoarse. My voice is hoarse. Let me read. All cultures got. I feel you, virtuous woman. You are? I don't even know why. It doesn't say. My voice is just hoarse. You know, because we was discussing this earlier and talking about the situation and going through all the details, the intricate details of where they're wrong at and going through all the paperwork. But none of that shit matters because you know why? None of these cops got indicted. And now they're trying to string us along like the FBI is going to do something about the situation. Facts, Monique. Facts on that situation. They know. They know. I mean, like, this is just, And we're saying, oh, go home. Yeah, we'll go home. But there's something else that we got to do, baby. There's something else that got to happen. There's something else. Hey, what's up, the Queen Love Bug? What's going on with you? So, I don't know. The phone lines is open. It's open, but I don't know why it's not going through because I have the data on. Greetings to you, the Queen Love Bug. Hashtag #1. So that's where we're at with that situation. Protesting ain't doing it. Celebrities behind the situation ain't doing it. It's time to cripple the economy. It's time to do things differently. It's showing us there's a new way. It's showing us the things that we have been doing ain't working, and they're throwing it in our face, and they think the shit is funny. They think it's cute, and they're gonna continue to do it because if you can get away with, you know, acting out your fantasies, going into this place and that place, and bang bang, hit them up, you know, thinking that you're playing Call of Duty, thinking that you're playing Grand Theft Auto out here in these streets while they're probably on something, you know what I mean? And they can just come in our community and terrorize us. And then on top of that, ain't nobody going to indict them. They're going to get away with the situation. So only people that can stop them is us. That's it. Only us. All the people that are here, that people that are living and breathing, that are against the injustice and the brutality that happens to our people, and how unfair the criminal justice system is towards us, and how they treat us, how they've been treating us for 20, 30, 40 years. It's time for a change, and we need to make a way for the new generation that's coming, that they don't have to fight this same fight, that they can have that brain and that vision to invent and, you know, continue to build America like our ancestors did. We built this motherfucker. We built it. Like, come on, they stole everything from us. Everything. We wasn't even considered human beings. We were slaves, but we was inventing things, and they were taking it from us. And it was been stolen from us, been taken from us. Our artifacts and everything was taken from us. And now, in order to see our history, we got to go to a museum and pay to see our people. Like, come on. And then the money that the museums are making off of our artifacts, our ancestors that are inbound to us, we got to pay, and that money goes into their pocket. Come on. I mean, like, the way that we've been treated, the way that they're dogging us, how can you still just be like, okay, everything's all good? How can you still act like it's good? I mean, the last time I went to the museum, I was just so hurt. And I was filled with rage because I'm looking at all my ancestors. I'm looking at from the bloodline. But I gotta pay $25 to get in. And then I gotta go to the gift shop. Ain't nobody in that museum look like me. Not one person. And that money's going to their pockets. They got all our shit. And yet they just, bang, bang, pop them up in our neighborhood. Bang, bang, pop us up. You know what I mean? They're listening to the rap music and going around in our neighborhood and acting like they're gangsters. Because the cops ain't nothing but gangsters. And if you are a good cop and you keeping your mouth closed about something that's going on and something that's happened, you are part of the problem. You are part of the situation. A closed mouth is a guilty mouth. Well, hey LaToya, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on, everybody? Like, I'm on one, so I gotta go relax. I gotta go. It just pisses me off. You know what I mean? Sometimes it makes you wanna just get into the shit. Amen, Jim Stone. A closed mouth don't get fed. Start pulling your money out of them big businesses. Spend it in your communities, of course. And then sometimes your communities don't even look like you, but you need to invest your money into getting into property and to getting land if they allow you to buy. Because some people are allowed to buy land, but let me tell you, there's plenty of people I know that got great credit scores, money on debt, cash, and good credit, and they was not allowed to buy property. They wouldn't sell them the property because they said they didn't want to sell to a black man because they didn't want the environment to go down and their neighbors will be mad even though that they're moving, but it'll leave a bad taste in their community's mouth where they live at. Shit's crazy. Some are allowed and some are not allowed. But we can't let this go on for our grandkids and our children. Like, they need to focus on more things. And a lot of, there's still a lot of black people, foundational black ADOS that are still inventing things, but our kids are not inventing things or are coming up with great inventions. And some of them are, because if you go to certain blog sites and certain websites, you'll see so many young people that are millionaires like at the age of 10 and 11. But there should be more, because back then there was so many people, so many of our brothers and sisters that invented so much that we are using today, and they never even got paid for it. And there's plenty of videos that I did in the past where I put the invention and the black person that invented this particular item and how they didn't get paid for it at all. I don't even know. Here we go. Okay, maybe if I turn on settings, because sometimes the Wi-Fi just not work up here in this area, just like the air don't work in this area of my humble abode. Okay, try again and let's see what happens, because it's up there unless Yo, they did this shit. They was like, oh, all y'all celebrities, basketball players, everybody get behind Brianna Taylor. Oh yeah, you think shit is sweet? Oh yeah, wonderful. Even questioning LeBron James and shit like that. At the end of the day, they knew what was going to happen because they've been covering up the shit before it even got indicted. Okay, I have 810. I can call you back at 810, area code 810. Can I call you back? I have area code 424. So area code 810. Can I call you back? When they say money can't buy you house, I call BS. Rich people can't have done. Poor people can't. Amen. You already know. You already know. Facts. Okay. All right, here I go. Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's Mary Jane. What's good with you?
I'm just listening to you. You sound like you're really upset.
I'm pissed. It just makes me sick to the stomach because I knew nothing was gonna happen, but there was a small little ounce, an ounce of like as small as a drop of salt, as small as a cube, an ice cube, that maybe something would be different. And Lord have mercy, it wasn't.
So what did you want to happen? What do you think they should have done?
It would have been nice if we had the full facts and the full information about the situation, because there's a lot of things that have been fundled and things have been hidden from us. So therefore, the decision that they did make, if you go by paper and you go by the book, it says it's all legit because things were covered up. And there was a cover up since the time that Brianna Taylor was murdered.
Yeah, I think they did some covering up.
They had to. They wouldn't have gave her $12 million for nothing.
Yeah, I think they changed that warrant because it was on record as a regular warrant. It wasn't a no-knock warrant, so they had to come clean about that. So they tried to act like it was a no-knock warrant to justify why they didn't announce themselves.
And then they said that they did announce themselves. And then, there was about, I think Walters, one of the neighbors, Walters, said he did not hear any police, give an advance or show that they were police or try to make their presence known and knock. But then they found one neighbor. Said, "Oh yes, I did. Oh yes, I did see the po-pos. Oh yes, the po-pos did."
They probably convinced them to do that. Because why all of a sudden they got one person?
Just one person, not the close people, not the people next door, not the people here, not the people there, but this one person. Oh yes, I did hear the po-pos.
Because if they had announced themselves, I don't think that guy, the boyfriend, would have pulled out his weapon.
No, he wouldn't have pulled out. It was that.
Popo got guns.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they messed up on that with that. But they're justifying it by him firing first because they fired back.
Yep, and that's how, and that really pissed me off too as well. Because I didn't have the time to put this particular part in the video that I'm doing. The same thing happened with, one of the leaders of the Black Panthers, where the officer said that he fired on them first. And so that's why they end up, lighting the house up with so many different bullets. And so they had so many different forensic investigators to investigate. And they finally found one that basically he was able to put everything together, and he actually proved that the officers actually fired first on the Black Panthers. And so it was like, we never know. And you know what? We didn't find out the answer to this till like 30 years later. And it seems like this is going to be one of them type of situations.
Yeah. That's why they have so much of the white nationalists and Klan people joining the police forces.
Exactly.
They can get away with that kind of stuff to keep people in check, like they always want to keep Black people in check. But I think with this one, it wasn't. I think some kind of solace is in the fact that it wasn't intentional. I think they really was looking for something. I think they knew that he was in custody already, but I think they might have been looking for a stash or something.
You might be right.
I think they were really going to places where they thought, people he was associated with looking for something.
Yes, because they were saying that one of the snitches or the CI basically was showing them different houses and different locations where Brianna Taylor's ex-boyfriend would go. So he was guiding them allegedly. But you might be on the money. It might have been something big. It might have been something that you can't usually get on the streets that they wanted.
Right. Yeah, they wanted something.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so I don't think they was trying to announce themselves. I just don't think they thought he probably had a gun, and I don't know why, because everybody got a gun these days.
You better believe it.
But they might not have knew he was there. But usually they don't do stuff like that, them kind of things, without first watching to see who's in there.
Exactly.
It's just something more to this. But I think that they are getting off by saying that he fired first, and they gave him the right to fire back.
Yep, that's exactly what they're using. That situation. Whew.
And that attorney general is like, you read him real good.
Oh, did you see the video? I woke up watching that shit on Twitter. I was so pissed. Girl, if I could have went live right then, I would have just been cussing my ass off.
You read him real good. That's a coon. That's a coon. He needs to put his white face on. He probably just start bleaching his skin.
Oof.
We don't need him. We don't need him. And we got those kind of black people in positions. Ain't doing us no good.
Not whatsoever. That's why I said we need to put the people in the office that we want in office, and that comes with putting our money together. Because a lot of immigrants that come here, they put their money together and they get the person that they want in office, but they put money behind it. We've been separated for so long, but we need to put our money together.
We've been traumatized and brainwashed.
Yes.
Black people, but white people, they don't want to integrate. But then when black people try to make strides, they don't want us to have that either.
They don't want us to be separate. Nope, they don't want us to be separate.
They don't want to integrate because they want to keep their race pure. That's really what it's about. And to me, they have a right to do that. And black people need to stop wanting white people to accept them so bad. And just, you don't need nothing but the money. You need, for them, as long as they don't discriminate with the job, you can make your own community good. And that's what I fought black people for, is because once you get the white flight, the communities go down. We shouldn't shop at Rite Aid or nowhere else, Walmart, unless they put one in our community. So you can keep that money in your community and stop chasing them, because when they leave, the black people who can leave right behind them. And then you're leaving the poor people, you're leaving the crime, the violence, and everybody's scared. The black people scared to stay with the black boys. We need to get it together so we can get better communities and do right by our families and our children. And these black men need to stop having all these kids and not taking care of them and leaving the woman high and dry. There's a lot of stuff that we've been traumatized by that is because it's that Stockholm syndrome. We've been looking for our abusers to make it right for us. And they keep
they need to give us our 40 acres and our mule. We can be
need
separate but equal.
They need to demand their money.
Yeah.
They owe us a lot of money. And they need to reinvest back into our communities. And that's what we need to start demanding, instead of, letting our communities look like this. And stop having to try to go live where they are to live in a decent community, because we ain't gonna get no respect until we can show them that we can stand on our own. They ain't gonna respect us. So we gotta get it together and start, like you say, riding for each other and make them pay when they do stuff like this. There's no consequences. All we do is go right back to taking our money to them.
cripple the
Begging them to
economy
respect us.
like COVID crippled the economy. And that's going to take everybody that feels like this is injustice. I mean, every race and every culture get behind the situation. Because we done helped everybody. Black people been out here writing for everybody. The things that happened to us in slavery, about abolishing slavery and everything else like that, all the things that were put in place, so many other cultures benefit from it too as well. So ride with us. And, you know, with the protests, we seen the rioting, but we need to put the money together to get these mother effers out and get the people that we want in. Like, we need to have a union against this shit. Like, the police department has a union, like the governors, and they have their own little separate thing. We need to have our separate thing too as well, where there's consequences for the shit that they do. Because they said, you know, the big companies, they don't give a damn what's going on, because you know what? It's not affecting them. But if we cripple the economy together as human beings and want justice and people to be treated with humanity and be treated like a human, especially because we built this country and all the inventions that we have invented has sustained America.
And that's what's got to happen. That's what's going to make a difference. If we spend more money than just about anybody, any other culture or ethnic group, and that's what we've got to start doing, knowing our value. Because they depend on us for a lot of stuff. And entertainment, all kind of sports, entertainment, everything. They depend on black people for a lot of stuff. Music, you know, a lot of stuff. But I think that black people, like the liberal white people, might want to help. Other people, they want to help, but they still go to their own communities. They still want to live with their own people. And when black people get listened to, like the Black Muslims, I think that's what they have right, is that when you learn to love yourself and love your own people and stop letting other people tell you that something is wrong with you and procreate, you know, don't mind reproducing yourself. I don't know, and it used to be like that in the 60s and stuff and 70s. I don't know what happened when black people stopped thinking it was okay to be a black person, to look black. And when they get that, to just accept the help, because the NAAC was created by white people to help black people make advancement. But when black people just kept pushing the integration thing, you know, I think the law shouldn't discriminate and say that you can't live where you want to live or do what you want to do. But white people just don't want to. They don't want their kids going to school with black kids because they don't want the racial mixing. So we should have the option to not have to go to their schools or communities to have good schools and good housing. We just got to do it for ourselves. And if we do that, then I think we can, a lot of this stuff will change. But they don't respect us because they think that we need them to tell us what to do and show us how to do, that we can't run our communities, we can't run our government, you know, at the lower levels when we take control of the cities and stuff.
No, that we showed them how to live. We showed them. The Moors showed them. The Moors are black people that built this country, built from music to reading to writing. We showed them, you know?
We built it because we have the physical strength. We built it, but they think that it's their intelligence that did it. Because every time you talk like that, they have to look how they do in Africa, look at other third world countries, you know, like when they went from Britain or wherever they went over there and to South Africa and kept the black natives from benefiting when they went down there to get their diamonds and gold. They built up the civilization. That's what they think we can't do. You see what I mean? They think that we need them to govern us.
Mm-hmm. We don't need that.
We gotta start governing our own communities and show that we can do that. Just like
but they stopped us. We did that so many times. It stopped us. They killed us. They put us in jail. They put the guys in. They what they do? They had them drafted to the Vietnam War. Then the heroin came. Then the drugs came in our community, and then they separated the guys. If you got any type of assistance or any type of handout, you know, you couldn't have a man live in your house if you got food stamps or anything else like that, because they used to come to your house and they used to check too as well. You know, so
But that's
every time we
also-
try,
that's
because
about the system. We need the jobs and stuff because they rarely give these girls the welfare. That's why they keep having babies and stuff. Because if you couldn't go get food stamps and or whatever, some kind of assistance, I don't think they'll keep having these babies like they do. I think that's to keep them.
but what they give in food stamps, what they give in, I'm sorry, keep going.
But I think that, that's why they're so mad about the abortion, because they don't care about no black girls having abortion. They're mad because the white girls had an abortion. They want the black girls to stay settle down. Because all they, every time I get online, all they say is 70% of all black households are kids born out of wedlock. That's the narrative, and that black men are thugs. They don't take care of their families. That's the narrative that they want to keep pushing. So that's what I'm saying. It's so important that we learn to fend for ourselves and do for ourselves, and like you said,
And come together.
Our dollars.
Yes.
We invest into our own places. Demand from the government, just like they get. They get more welfare, more help.
Especially the businesses. The businesses get
And
the bailout.
They get more help, and that's why Trump and all of them want to be up in there. They're supposed to be so rich, but they want to get in there, McConnell, all of them, to control that money. So that's what we got to do. We got to demand that money. If they don't want us in their communities, with the race mixing or whatever, they need to put back into the black community. And I really think that if we start demanding that, they got to give it up, because they owe us a lot, and we just need to stay on that.
Exactly. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Lois. I called before, and I'm calling from Michigan.
Hey, Michigan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you, and thank you for calling in.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Thank you. We got to start saying hello to each other. We got to start helping each other. Now, I missed. Okay, there was somebody that was calling. I don't know where this is coming from. I have 603. 603. Start saying hello. Start helping one another. Start building ourselves up. And this way, it's 2020. They can't tear us down like they used to. They can't do that. We're doing too much out here in these streets, but we have to come together. And that's from the rich to the poor, to gay, to straight, to ghetto, non-ghetto, to sophisticated, come together, because we all serve a purpose. We all got knowledge that we can help each other. And there's some people that don't have the knowledge, that do have the knowledge, that we can come together. But we need to make sure that we do come together and stand together. Who wants to be involved and basically change the system? And it starts in our community, in our neighborhood, by rallying, by getting our neighbors and our people together. Because that's what we have to do. And once we start changing it on a local scale, we can change it on the higher scale too as well. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. You got to yep. Yeah, turn me down, baby. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Rashida. I'm calling from the DMV.
Hey, Rashida, what's going on?
Hey, I wanted to piggyback off of something that the last person just said.
Yep.
That you know how she was talking about, like, how they try to, like, have abortion clinics in, like, the black neighborhoods?
Yep.
And, well, first of all, hey, everybody. I really wanted to call in and be incognito, but you made me say my name. I really wasn't even trying to, like, call in and say my name, but I wanted to piggyback off of it, but, since we need to start saying hello, Mary Jane, hello, everybody. Let me see. Hello, the Queen. Hello, Ralph Esco. Hello. Okay, let me get off the thing. But I just called in to piggyback off of the last young lady. Like, the thing is that they're having a problem procreating. And we're not. And can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, and I asked a friend of mine, I said, why do you think they have more Planned Parenthoods in neighborhoods with minorities. And she told me, well, maybe because that's where they're needed. I said, tisk, what a shame. I said, do you know who Margaret Sanger was?
Yep.
Have you ever heard of, no, I was asking her, but do you know though, right?
Yep.
Margaret Sanger, the eugenics program, that was some straight up racist-ish. All trying to prove that, one race is better than the other. So don't be fooled, people. When they say Planned Parenthood, they're not planning a daggone thing. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
They're not planning a daggone thing. And if people actually, and that's just one little thing, but that last person who was talking, who was that, Mary? She was good. She was kicking it.
Oh, yeah, she was.
She said a lot of things that if I was just really listening, and she said a lot of things that were very accurate. So I just wanted to piggyback off of that and agree with her as far as that. So you understand what I'm saying about Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood, right?
Oh, yes. Planned Parenthood was put in the community so black women would have abortions. And then they tried to say that Medicaid or Medicare, which one it is, Medicaid or Medicare, wouldn't pay for the abortions. But that's not true, because half of the girls I went to high school with went to Planned Parenthood and got a free abortion.
Yes, ma'am. And, they try to give you do you see how they're playing in our face?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, isn't that sick and insidious? Planned Parenthood. They're not planning parenthoods. They're planning the death of black babies in wombs.
Yep. To stop the growth. Planned Parenthood came in and everybody started using that place. They put that place right in the heart of, like, I could tell you in the community that I grew up in, there was like 3 of them clinics.
Right. And I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and I was like, a lot of people were kicking it, and, I don't know where Monique is. This is Rashida. I was trying to be, like, coy. I didn't really want to say who I was. I was just glad I got through. But Monique, because, y'all have been kicking it. And I said, Mary is trying to get her thing off. Let her get her thing off, because we all are just disgusted.
Very.
By this stuff. Just thoroughly disgusted, I told people in the chat, I said, I'm kind of scared to even call in, because that's how disgusted I am. But, thanks for taking my call. I wanted to piggyback off of the other call, but do not let these people fool you, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm B1, which means black first, no matter what.
Amen.
I'm also part of the LGBT community, but I'm also aware of the fact that, the LGBT community ain't ready for us. And if we want to come together, we need to get on code.
And that's what I said. It don't matter what kind of black you are. You could be part of the LGBT community. You could be corporate. You could be hood. You could be ratchet, or you could just be middle class. But we all play a part in protecting and making the future different for our grandkids, our great grandkids in the future.
Mary, I've been rocking with you for a minute.
Yes.
And it just came, and I just turned on YouTube, and I'm just sitting there shaking my head, because I was driving home, and I heard somebody was doing, I listened to this, I don't want you to feel any kind of form of disrespect, but I listened to this other YouTube channel called Fly Nubian Queen. Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
Okay, well, you should check it out, and I sincerely want you to check it out. It's called Fly Nubian Queen Network. And they're actually looking for new contributors right now. And if you just go,
what was that? What is that part of Bose Watkins? Little thing he got going on.
They have a Boyce Watkins, Tariq Nasheed, and then they got like Vicky Dillard, Jade.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The way you kicked it in the first 20 minutes. I was like, man, I could see you up there on the panel with them. I
rock with Tariq Nasheed. I rock with him.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't mean any disrespect, in case you haven't heard of it, but it's totally positive is what I'm saying.
No, yeah, with the Bose Watkins, he does finance, and then and the lady that you're talking about.
The female section is called Fly Nubian being queen.
Yeah, I know. I think she's like my complexion, and she sometimes she has curly hair, sometimes she has braids.
Yep. Like, yeah, you could totally
and Michi X used to be a part of Both Watkins.
Yeah, she used to be with. Yeah, okay, she used to be with them. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah. She said Both Watkins. She said Both Watkins was fronting. He wasn't paying. That's what she said.
Listen, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I heard
That's what she said.
I'm not here to gossip. I ain't here to gossip.
Don't get me started. You know I gossip, baby.
I ain't here to gossip. Okay? Because you know Mitchie has got a lot of itch for her. I ain't here to gossip.
You know I gossip, baby. That's what I do.
But I'm saying, the way you and I probably will rewatch it if you keep it up. The way you started that, I was just like, and how you had that music playing, I was like, oh, shucks.
But I'm hoarse, and my allergies are.
Like, you got me hyped, but I didn't want. You like, you got to tell me your name, and I was like, okay, it's Rashida. But I just wanted to tell you that, like, the last person I called in, I wanted to piggyback off of her. They're playing a whole lot of my things.
Facts.
And, you know, we need to stay on code.
Facts. All day, every day. Facts. All day, every day. Facts.
And what else did you like that I said? Everything. Every single thing, like, you really just kicked it. Like, you might want to network with some of these other women because that's the only way that we all gonna get on code. Oh yeah, I stay on code. The police be on code, so why we not on code?
Oh yeah, I stay on code. You won't catch me out here cooning.
And
I give my peoples.
I ain't saying all white people are racist. Don't get me.
I said cooning. I said I won't be out here cooning. That's all I said.
I know you said cooning, but I'm just saying not all white people are racist. But I'm just
saying, you see the white people out here with us and these protesters.
Well, but listen, some of them with us, some of them that are with us ain't really with us. You understand what I'm saying?
You got that too as well, but from me being in the protest,
with us ain't really with us.
You got that too. You always have that too as well. Just like back then in the civil rights movement, we had black people with white people together.
So you trying to shock me tonight?
I do these videos all the time.
No, I see you all the time, and you know, but we have fun, but that's why I hang around because you're also intelligent, articulate, and you can talk about August Alcina to. You know, reparations.
Yeah, I want my reparations when we want it now. Shit. Yeah. You want us to chat? We let us govern our community. Give us our reparations. Watch we build our community up. Watch we have genius after genius after genius after genius after genius.
True that.
Amen.
Yeah, so, well said. Very well said. And I don't know, but I think someone named Monique was trying to call you. I don't know. She might want to beg because I ain't even looking in the chat because people in the chat be mean. They probably say nah. You know, so when I'm talking, I don't even look in the chat, so that's why I don't get disturbed.
No, only time they do that is when we're talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Child, that's how we talk about Potomac, okay?
That's it.
But that was so well said, man. It was so well said. And like I said, I think it was Norris, and I was like, I'm scared to call in because this makes you want to throw up.
It's so.
So I had to calm down before I called because it just makes you so angry, you know?
Because then people think that are part of the other society, not the people that are on our side, are part of the part of the plan to try to change. But then people feel like, and officers and regular people that are on the opposing side, part of the ops, feel like they can test us, they can try us. They gonna look at, don't look at me a certain way, shit.
Oh yeah, they in here getting smart. Latoya Roberts, that LGBTQRST. See, this one don't even look at the comments. I ain't got time. But you hear what I'm saying to you though, right?
I hear you.
But all love though, you know, I mean, because there's always gonna be a few a-holes. But, you know, I'm not even mad at Latoya because that's what we say, too. Because I forget, too. I'm like, is it LBGTQIAST? Well, that's the way I say my ABCs, you know, it's a running joke. I mean, it's like they keep adding on and on to the shit. Excuse me. But, you know, but what I'm saying to you is I'm B1, and that's very important. I'm black first.
I got you.
So, do you understand how, like, the police, even if they're black or from Colombia, the country, or if they're from Puerto Rico, they say, like, blue first?
Yep.
The LGBTQ say LGBTQ first. You know, we need to get on code.
Amen.
And I think, man, I think I might submit you. I think I might take a snippet and submit you in there, man, because I think the way you were kicking it, man, you might get in on that panel.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But let me take some more calls, sweetheart.
Okay, all right. Love y'all.
Love you too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Oh, I lost them. I almost had them. I almost had them, baby. Who was it? 603. Area code 603. Area code 973. I can replace the call back. Hey, what's up, Chef Disaster? What's going on? What's good with you? Okay, somebody left a message from 630. Area code 630. Okay, here we go. I was about to read that message, but...
Tony. To accept, press.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, Tony?
Hey, I just want to say, I don't want to sound too boring, and I'm not going to be too long, but I want to say them cops, I feel like them cops, I know for a fact them cops should be not only fired, but arrested, and they just getting away with murder. It's just not right.
I know. You facts.
Like the $12 million, that's good financially, but still, that's not going to replace Brianna Taylor. That's not going to replace her. That $12 million, help out financially, and we would all rather, including the family, would rather, her be alive. But yeah, I just saw on ESPN that the grand jury, the Kentucky grand jury, indicted one of 3 cops.
Yes, they indicted Brad Hankerson, and they only indicted him for like endangering the neighbors because he went outside and he after they got entry into Brianna Taylor's house, he left the scene, went outside and started firing shots through a sliding glass door and a window which was covered with blinds. So he was just shooting recklessly. So that's the only thing he was indicted for. So none of them been indicted for her murder or going to be charged with her murder at this point. Only thing that's left is the FBI doing their investigation to see if Brianna Taylor's civil rights was violated by having her name on the warrants.
It was because it's the wrong house. That should be an easy answer. It was because her house was the wrong house.
But now they're trying to say, one of the detectives, Jans, I think, is trying to say that a CI or a snitch pointed Brianna Taylor's house out to him as a house used by her ex-boyfriend. Conveniently, they got that. But that could possibly be a lie too as well, because the same detective tried to say that he went to the post office and talked to the postman people at the post office and basically asked them, has there been anything suspicious being mailed to Brianna Taylor's house? And allegedly he said, yes, there are things that have been mailed to Brianna Taylor's house that look suspicious. And so that's why they're trying to use that as saying why they got the warrant for, to her house. But then the postman and the people at the post office, basically said that's never happened. They never came to us. They never talked to us. They never said anything. They didn't talk to any police officers. So basically, they're going to try to find out if that's actually true. Joshua, he's a detective that basically said that he went to go speak to the post office and to see if she was being mailed different things. And he said he got he got information from the postal people, the inspector, that yes, there's things that are being sent to her house that seems suspicious. But come to find out, they don't have no proof or no evidence of that. So now that's been investigated, and now Joshua basically has been placed on administrative reassignment for now.
That's too soft for him. I think he lying.
Yeah, you know he lying. You know he lying. He lying.
He lying, and when they do prove that, because I got a feeling they gonna prove that, they gonna fire his butt, and I hope they arrest him too. So like I said, once you get investigated about stuff like that, the truth will come out, because I don't think they gonna cover that up, especially if they find out he lying like we believe he lying. Oh, he gonna get what's coming to him, and when he do, I bet you that they're going to probably investigate some other two cops, too. I don't think they're going to walk away completely clean. I'm hopeful that they don't. You know, I think somehow, somewhere, one of them go down, all of them will go down. He probably will throw the other. If he go down, the other two, he probably will throw the other two under the bus. Because he ain't going to take the rap for them.
Mm-hmm.
He going to talk. So that's why I said it's good that they doing this investigation, and if things come out that he lying and that he get in trouble like I suspect he will, he'll throw them other two guys under the bus too. And if they all go to jail like we hope, then that could be a sign right there, change, that things could be changing for the a little bit for the better. And that we can also start looking for justice, not only for her, but other black people that was wrongfully killed as well. Like, I know two of those officers in the Floyd case got released. I know Derek and that Chinese man, I think they still in jail. Because I didn't hear nothing about them getting released yet on bail or anything. But I bet you them two guys that got released, I think they gonna get in trouble too. Cause I think once they solve her case, they gonna move right on back on the George Floyd's case. But they just probably want to see what they gonna do with her case first. But yeah, so I'm not giving up hope. I think that this guy gonna get exposed. Because what happens in the dark will come to the light. And like I said earlier, what goes around comes around, and they'll get theirs, I believe. There's always a word called karma, and that karma means for everybody. Don't matter what skin color or what race you are. And plus, God don't like ugly. So like I said, this coronavirus to wipe some of these people out. These dirty people out. Because like I said, it's corona could create a storm, especially these people being in jail. And if them cops go to jail, they might get it.
Lord have mercy.
So this could be a sign that the world needs a cleansing, especially be free of all a lot of these dirty people, all these low down dirty people. Because I bet you all of them ain't going to live till next year. Somehow, some way, that karma going to bite them in the butt. And they going to get what's coming to them. And corona could be that word. Could be what takes them down.
This is some shit right here, baby. Some shit.
Yeah, but that black dude, is he a senator or a governor or something that was up there talking?
That's the Attorney General. Daniel Cameron.
We can throw him away. He is. We can give him to the white race. We can give him to them. Because like I said, he don't represent us.
He talk about he represents us. You don't represent us, boy. I ain't a cool, so you don't represent me.
He might look like some of us, but he don't represent us at all. He don't even represent himself. It looks like he done forgot his face, his race.
Amen.
I bet you that Trump and that people that he representing, I bet you they back in the background laughing at his butt, making fun of him.
Oh yeah, he's all in it. He is, bona fide. He's a bona fide. He's a bona fide coon.
Yeah, they making fun of him. They don't care about him. And he probably so blind and stupid that he don't realize it. He think that he doing work for them, but like I said, he only not making us look bad, or really making himself look bad and making himself look stupid. But he degrading us, but at the same time he making them feel and look better. He misrepresenting us, but he making them feel better. And they laughing at him and talking about, look at our brother slave up there speaking for us, speaking against his race.
He's talking about he's speaking for us. You ain't speaking for. He's talking about he represent us. Oh no, you don't.
No, you they brother slave. That's what you are. You they brother slave, and you represent them. You being a good end for them. That's what you are, but not for us. Like I said, they laughing at him. They are laughing at him. They're not with you, because if they get the opportunity, they'll kick his butt to the curb and replace him with a white person. So it's like, what's the point of you getting up there representing them for? Like, represent your own race. You need to represent yourself before you be trying to represent somebody else.
There was a picture of him. I can't even find it. It was a compromising picture. And I meant to get the picture. If I could find this picture, I don't even want to say. I'm going to find the picture and post it to my community wall. But he's in a very compromising position. And it was the first thing leading, the Brianna Taylor situation. But I can't find the picture. But once I find the picture, you're going to see why I think he's a, you know what.
Oh, well, he married to a white woman?
No, I was going to show you the picture of him being, buffooning out here.
Oh.
He was out here tap dancing.
Oh. They laughing at him. They laughing at him. I bet you when you find that picture and you post it up, they gonna be laughing at him, calling him brother slave, calling him our bottom end, our bottom B, because that's what he is. He on the bottom. He ain't at the top. You are not at the top. I don't care what you try to do. You still gonna be their bottom B. You trying to represent them. You representing the wrong people, dude. You need to stop, like you said, cooning and making a fool of yourself and wake up. But like I said, they probably don't. Like I said, they get the opportunity. They gon' stab him in the back. They gon' have no more use for him. Because when they get all they want out of him, they gonna probably kick him to the curb, and he gonna want to come back to our race. But we ain't gonna want him no more. Unless he wake up and smell the coffee, which I doubt it. Like you said, he's so deep up in behind that he just ridiculous. I just think that I just can't stand somebody who just put down their own race or misrepresent their race to try to uplift another race that don't even care about them. It's stupid. I don't understand these our people, some of our people. Not all our people, but some of our people. And he one of them. I just don't understand him. But I hope, like I said, I hope and pray that they do expose this officer, that he is lying, because I think that he's lying. I don't see why with the post office, I don't see where they would have to gain about lying. I don't see
exactly.
What they have to gain.
And then
lying.
also you had the FBI do their, ballistics check on the bullet, and basically, with that situation, it's different from the situation with the Louisville ballistic department. How come they got the same evidence, but they got two different reports, which doesn't make any sense?
See, somebody trying to cover up something. That's not, like you said, that ain't right. There's something crooked going on. They trying to protect these officers. That's what they doing. They trying to protect them. Because all the evidence and all the reports, when the evidence is the same, all the reports are supposed to be the same. see, they don't know what they're doing because I'm glad they don't know what they're doing because they leaving a crack. Is a crack in the case. So, yeah, this investigation needs to continue going on because there's a crack in that case. Because, like I said, if they're smart, they'll see that something ain't right. They'll see that they're trying to cover something up and protect these cops. And what them cops should have did when they first went to that house, they should have just, knocked on the door normally and just say, police, we have a warrant, or police, we need to, we have to question you. Like how a normal cop, respectable cop would be professional and want to question, ask their questions and, see what's going on. And if they don't get the right answers or the answers that make them comfortable, then come back with a warrant and do your search. Mm-hmm. But then again, they should have known that they had the person in custody. I don't know how they didn't know that. That was another miscommunication. That's another flaw.
Yep. They fired a total of 32 shots. And they said Detective Crossgrove was basically, they say he found the fatal shots, which the other lab of the FBI examined said his shot was fatal, and he actually fired 16 shots. But then with the Kentucky ballistics department, they said that they can't determine who fired the fatal shot. So it's all types of mixed stories going on. Then they say no other neighbors heard, only one neighbor heard a knock. The rest of the neighbors didn't hear a knock or hear the officers identify themselves. So, and this is why, they wasn't indicted.
See, that's poor work. That's poor police work. That's horrible work. Awful. And then, like I said, firing. Oh, they got LeBron James on TV, on a tweet on TV. It says, "I've been lost for words today. I'm devastated, hurt, sad, mad. We want justice for Brianna, yet justice was met by her neighbor's apartment walls and got her beautiful life." Exactly.
He only got indicted for endangering the neighbors. Nobody.
He said,
Keep going, Tony.
Was I surprised at the verdict? Absolutely not. But damn it, I was. He goes on to talk about the disrespect, how disrespectful that was.
Very.
Basically.
Very disrespectful. That they're sending a message, and it's up to us to receive the message and react to the message.
I didn't mean to cut you off before. I was trying to read his tweets, but yeah, like I said, he definitely, it sounds like he's very upset, just like you, so he feels the same way you do about it, and so do I. I think that's horrible. That shows what kind of world we living in. That racism, I don't care what nobody say, racism still exists. Racism still exists, and people need to stop turning a blind eye and saying things are getting better. It don't seem like it, but they can get better, but we can't give up. Like you say, we gotta, if there's a time out of any time for us black people to stand by each other and stand up for each other, is now.
We gotta trust each other. We gotta start investing in each other and protect each other, because look what we're going through. Not only the hardship that we gotta deal with every day and the semi and little tedious racism that we're used to, but now we got these people in blue going around playing games. They're playing, video games with our lives in our community and acting like, that there's no repercussions. People get fired. People lose their jobs. People get sued. How are these officers able to get away with? Doctors even get fired. They get sued. Nurses, all types of charges and all types of, things are filed against them. But yet it's like the cops are untouchable. They're infallible, and they're not true. They're just normal, regular, officers with some of them have very low IQ too as well. Police in the community, and also have personality disorder too as well. It's a whole lot. And then, but they get this free reign that they can just go out into any community that they're policing and do whatever the hell they want to do. I can't do that shit at work. I'll get fired. I'll lose my job. But they could do whatever.
Yeah, it's like the training. It's like the way they was trained. You know, they're poorly trained. It's like they need to be careful who they make officers nowadays. It's just like sad how they don't take the proper time to train these officers and make sure that they're doing their jobs right before they become officers. You know, I think they weren't trained right. They was not trained right. Because how you just gonna go to somebody's house, no knock, no warrant, or no knock warrant, and then just start shooting? You know, beating, bamming on somebody's door and then start shooting. If I was that dude, if I didn't hear nobody announce that they was cops, I probably would have started shooting too. Defending my territory. It's like, you can't just go to people's house and do that. That's very...
Because let somebody go to them cops' house and start and kick down their door. What are they going to do? They're going to defend their property. They're going to defend their family.
Just like that man was doing.
And they did that to Atiana Jefferson, the way they took her life too as well. They took her life in her home. You're not safe in your own home, so don't think that you're infallible. Don't think that you can't be touched. This is why we have to come together, because people are being victimized and becoming victims and departing from this earth while they are inside the comforts of their home. They're not on the road. They're not in the streets. They're in their home, where it's supposed to be your domain, where you're supposed to be safe and be protected at. And they can't get you out in the street. They come into your house. Ain't nobody safe.
No, but you supposed to feel, that's the place you're supposed to feel the most safe at.
Exactly.
But like I said, I just think it's the training. It gotta be something wrong with the training.
It's not the training, it's the people, the individual. If you have hate in your heart towards people that look like me and you, and now you get to go in their community and you get to police their community, what you gonna do? You think you gonna do the right thing? No. It's the people that are in charge, you know, that's supposed to be making sure these officers in line, but they cover up their reports. They hide things. Like the people that was in Floyd, you know, case, them officers had all types of reprimand and all types of claims filed against them. Even one of them was sued by the state. He was sued for police brutality on somebody else, but yet he was still patrolling the community. He was still in the same community that he hate to patrol, and he told them that he went to the doctors and tried to get released, and they said, oh no, you good for work, you can still work. And this is the type of people that we have policing our community. These ain't no rocket scientists policing our community. These ain't no geniuses. These ain't no peacemakers. And then the ones that ain't saying nothing, that are being quiet, they are complicit in the situation. You can't say you're for human rights and equal rights and I support this and I support that when you're an officer and you see the dirt and you see the shit going on and you ain't doing nothing about it. You're complicit too as well.
Yeah. The community are the commissioners, like you said, the head bosses. They need to start firing them, like for letting these cops. Like if a cop is getting sued, or if a cop, like you said, is getting suspended for any wrongdoing, I feel like if it's something serious for murder, or like you said, being sued, that cop, the suspicion shouldn't even be a requirement. Firing, they need to automatically be fired. And the commissioners and people and the chiefs that's reinstating them and putting them back out on the street, they need to be fired. It starts with them, like you said. They need to be fired. They need to go and be replaced. See, and I blame them for putting these cops back out here on the street. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're not doing your job. You're not looking out for the community. You hurting the community. Like, you're not setting no kind of example at all. You're not a leader. You just don't care. You just want to cover up. You just don't want to take the time to do your job, so you lazy, and you just want to feel in power and be like, okay, we got officers, we got cops, so we don't send them out there. We don't send them back out there. We don't give them a second chance. they'll do right. No, they won't. They're going to do the same stuff they did before because you letting them get away with it. You're not punishing them. You're not setting a tone or a standard. You're letting them know, and you're letting all of us know that it's okay what they're doing. So the leadership is poor. It's very, very poor, and it's horrible. And it's a disgrace. Just like that black man, he's a disgrace to our race. And he needs to be kicked to the curb. And we should laugh at him. When they get done with him, like I said, we should be laughing at him and be like, we told you so, sucker. He was a sucker that the white people bumped on the head.
Facts.
On the way out the door. See,
Facts.
and I'm going to, if I find out about that, I'm going to be laughing at him. Maybe not out loud, but I'm going to laugh in spirit and be like, that's your karma right there. You should have stuck with us. You should have stuck with your people instead of trying to make them look better and make them proud. Because like I said, that's happened so many times, you know, that the black people, some black people, you know, look up to the white people and want to put their own people down to try to make them proud or make them feel better, or, you know, because they feel like that they will be accepted and they will be respected, but that's not the case. They gonna start disrespecting you behind your back, and then when they tired of you, they show you to your face their true colors, who they really are. So that's why I just say, don't be racist. You know, stick by people that's good to you, but don't just completely put your race down and pick another race. That's my thing.
Facts.
You know, you can play the game, but play it smart. You know, try to have our back at the same time. Do your job, but don't make it so obvious that you're picking their side over ours and that you're putting your race down to uplift them.
Hold on, Tony, hold on for a second. Hold on for a moment.
From
Latoya.
to accept.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Latoya, I'm calling from Jersey.
Hey, what's up, Latoya? What's going on?
Listen, let me come on here and put my little 2 cents in.
Go ahead. Put your 2 cents in.
Yes, for the young lady, I was being funny, but we in the same lifestyle, so not to take it too personal. What you call it? Can you hear me clear? Because my phone's kind of choppy.
Yeah, just speak a little bit louder.
All right, cool.
Okay, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Cool beans. Okay. Yeah, we're in the same lifestyle, so I was just being funny. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to the lifestyle. So. But what I wanted to say was, with the Brianna Taylor situation, I think, how can I say this without offending people? I think we're too emotional. I think we lead with our emotions instead of leading with logic. I think we get so caught up on feelings, and we lose sight of the real premise. I don't want to say too much because I'm trying to get the joint shut down, but we're at war, right? So if we're at war, we can't come to battle with tiki torches. Does that make sense?
Yep. Keep going in your code. I totally get it.
Okay. We can't come to battle with tiki torches. You know, the other party is at war, and they're coming prepared, well prepared at that.
Facts.
That's evident. That's our reality.
They're showing us. They're showing us every day.
It is what it is. You know, black people, we don't have that what you call it, that animalistic. We don't have that in us. We're very loving. We're very caring. You know, we want to be a part of, pick me. So but I can do what you can do too. I'm okay. I'm not a threat. We have that in us, and it's not a bad quality to have, you know, but to a fault it is. You know what I mean? You know, at the wrong time. You know, like if it's me against you, black sister pinned against black sister, that's easy for me to hate you, because when I look in the mirror, I see you, I see me, I see everything I don't want to be every day. Does that make sense?
I hear you.
I think there has to be some sort of shift, and a lot of it has to do with miseducation, lack of education, taking things too personal. It has to deal with a lot. Like even when I sat and I was looking at the whole George Floyd situation, and I'm trying not to say nothing to offend people, because I think when I speak, I want people to really understand and really think outside the box and stop being stuck inside the box. You know, we've gotten leading roles on TV, right? We get headline news when we get shot, right? We get awards, cool, but we haven't gotten any closer to reparation.
Facts.
That's our focal point, reparation.
Facts.
You know what I mean? We haven't gotten any closer, and that's because we have such a short attention span. You can put 5 black people on a call after call after call after call. We need to do this, and we need to do this. We should do this, and we should do this. And what about this, and this, and this, and this? The white people do something. All right, listen. We got that. We've been saying that. We felt that already. When are we just going to take a stand? Just do it. Just do it. Somebody do something, post something on social media, we don't support each other. You start a new business, it's like pulling teeth to get your black sisters and brothers to support you. This is our reality, and there has to be a complete mind shift in order for us to see things better, in order for us to do better. We don't know no better. We're just information hoarders. We hoard all this information, and we're no closer to the finish line than we were. And this is not to bash us. It's just like, this is our reality. It is what it is. I already see this as my reality. I'll be dead before there's a major shift. I don't see it happening. The most I can tell people when I have conversations about Black Lives Matter and all these different things is to focus on you and your family. It starts with you. Educate your kids. Educate your sons. I was talking to a black guy one day. We was having a long conversation, and he said when he was 11 years old, his father made him read the entire penal code. I found that to be very, very, very enlightening. Why? So that you can be informed, so we can stop having conversations about voting, like vote for the lesser of two evils. That's an
right?
ignorant
Facts.
mindset to have.
Facts.
That's an ignorant mindset to have. We're not informed. So he was 11 years old. He had to read the entire penal code, right? And then when he turned, I think he was 18 years old, his father started educating him about women. A girl comes into your house and she wants to initiate something sexual. Let her take off her clothes. That'll stand in court. You know what I mean? If a girl like you, let her come up to you and tell you she like you. You know, different things. We need to start protecting our kids by educating them.
Facts.
Not by telling them to go out there and protest and go out there and loot and go out there. Listen, I'm going to be real with you. That war has already been fought. We did that already. We liked that already. It's time to turn to another channel. We go out there and we loot and we destroy our own neighborhoods. And you know what? They leave it just like that for us, because that's how we like to live. We won't go destroy a courthouse or destroy a few police precincts. We won't run up on these people's families, these cops' families. We'll go to their house, but we'll stand out there and protest. See, I don't like to get into too much shit because it's a war we in. But people not ready for that because they're not ready to die behind that. You gotta have a whole. We really gotta change the way we thinking, and we gotta educate ourselves, and we gotta educate our kids, especially our young boys. Especially our young boys, because we losing them.
Facts. That's the truth. And tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, again, my name is Latoya, calling from Jersey. Shouts out to everybody else.
Shouts out to Jersey. Jersey's is very informed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But you want the money, and you can't speak about what you need to speak about online. You can't do that.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, if I was to really get busy, this shit would get shut down.
I know. I'm glad you're talking in code. I'm glad. I know. I can sense it. I can feel it. I'm glad you're talking in code.
Man, I've been on so many different platforms, and when I start speaking, like, again, I don't want to offend nobody. I just want people to start thinking, we say all this stuff about how we're being, disenfranchised, but we still got to get our bundles. But we still got to go to our favorite restaurant. But we still got to. We doing all this compromising.
Yep.
And I'm so sick of hearing about what we should, what we could. Let's just do it.
Facts.
Stop shopping on Black Friday. Everybody could post up pictures and memes and all this literature that you recycling anyway. You know what I'm saying about what we doing and where this came from and where that comes. But you still shop on Black Friday. You still buy big name stuff. You get a couple thousand in your pocket, and you still at the Gucci store. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you know what I'm saying?
Gucci's doing everything to tell you that they can't stand you.
Come on, man. It's real live out here.
For real.
It's real live out here.
And it is what it is gonna. It's there. It's there. We're already there.
Have a total mind shift. Start getting into praying. Start getting into meditating. Start getting into reading in these books. What you think this quarantine is about? This is biblical too. 20, 40. What is 40 in the Bible? 40 days of fasting. Jesus went into the wilderness. We could get into that too.
Facts.
This is where you're supposed to be building yourself spiritually.
Yep. Building your mind.
This is what the Bible calls your armor. Getting into that word.
Facts. Thank you so much, Latoya. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Latoya, I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Tony?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you got to turn me down in the background.
I think I did. Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be on that much longer because, I want other people to call, but I was just going to say, you definitely know how to draw people to this, to your channel. I just feel like that YouTube should be giving you more credit than what they give you. Because you especially with your hashtags and you very passionate. You like believe. You're a good believer, in human rights and believer in people. You know how to treat people. You know how to talk to people. You know how to articulate your words. You just know how to draw our attention and keep us coming back for more.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. You know what? You're a blessing for that, and you're a blessing. And I want you to let everybody know your name, your last name, your channel, and your last video you did.
Norris. My name is Norris Tony. I'll type it, and then my last video that I did was on the it's a prayer book. It's called Prayer from Psalms. But my video, I called it who wants to hear the word of Psalms. But I'm gonna do another video probably tomorrow to finish that book out. But yeah, that was last week when I did that video. Yeah, it was last week.
Okay, I gotta check it out. I don't know if I seen it. I know I seen 2 of your recent videos. So I'll check that video out. So you guys, please go support Norris Tony's. Go support his YouTube channel and show him some love. Click on the video. Give him some watch hours. Also show Chef Disaster some love too as well. Go to his YouTube channel too as well. And show him some love. These are good people with good ideas and have good hearts. And, you know, they're down to earth. Show them some love. The Queen. Oh, thank you, Libra. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Miss T, how you doing? And also, Queen Love Bug. #1. Please go check out her channel and show her some love too as well. She's a sister that be out here putting in work, and she goes live early in the day too as well. Check out Chef Disaster. He talks about peace, love, and not hate, and he talks about relationships between black men and black women and just relationships in general. And Tony talks about stimulus checks and the money, and he also talks about prayers that can actually help you, you know, basically calm you down, because there's a lot of shit going on where you need some inner peace, and you can check out his YouTube channel and get some inner peace. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate you. Blessings and peace to you, and I appreciate your support so much.
Yeah, yours. I appreciate yours too, as always, and I like the video.
Thank you so much. So check out Norris Tony. You see him in the chat. Show him some love. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, you're welcome. You too. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.
I appreciate you, and thank you for waiting on hold. I was trying to click in and get another call in before we call it a night, but thank you for your patience. It's a virtue, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're worth it.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
So we're going to call it a night, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, Peep Squad is in the building. Libra, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Fisher, for coming through. Thank you, Tony, Virtuous Woman, Nunu Sky. Thank you for your support too as well. LSW, thank you. Black Hair and Skincare. What's up? What's going on with you? The Queen Love Bug, #1. Go show her some love too as well. And Tony, I already said your name. And I'm going to go up to list. Please check out Chef Disaster YouTube channel too as well. Please check out Ralph Esco's YouTube channel too as well. Thank you, Ralph, for coming through. I always appreciate you and your support. Saunders, thank you for coming through. I appreciate your support too as well. And I hope you have a wonderful party for you and your family for retiring too as well. And I think that's basically, I think I got everybody that I could get. That is still Regina Adams. Thank you for coming through. I do appreciate it. Jim Stone, what's up? What's good with you, baby? Thank you for coming through too as well. And I think it's this. And Latoya Roberts, thank you. And thank you to all the callers that came through. I appreciate that. We got to stay woke, stay empowered, and we have to really want change. And now we see that the old way ain't working, and we need a new way. And first and foremost, we need to start with healing ourselves, our minds, and our bodies. 2, from eating right to meditation to trying different things to keep us on steady ground, to keep us aware and keep us wise and fill our brains up with knowledge. Because yes, they sent a message today in Louisville, Kentucky, to let us know they're going to do whatever, whenever, and they're not going to be indicted and they're not going to be charged. And they've been sending that message, but this was the big message because so many different celebrities, even Oprah Winfrey, everybody got behind the Brianna Taylor situation, and a lot of people really thought that there was going to be there was going to be a change, something was going to happen. People thought that they was going to even just play, they was going to have a kangaroo court. They decided not to even have the kangaroo court this time. They just said the hell with it. And then on top of that, they called an emergency, curfew the day before, and they said no officers can take any vacation or any time, nothing's approved. They want them on the street ready to take you know what. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. Please like the video, and it'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. And thank you guys for calling, and I appreciate it. And this is just one of these situations where Brianna Taylor, you look at her picture, you look at all the brothers and sisters that lost their life through, police when they were unarmed, they wasn't a threat, their hands were behind their back, and, you know, nothing happens. And people are in the comfortable place of their own home, and you're not safe at home. If you're not safe at home, you're not safe in the street. What you think it's going to be? And we need our respect. And we need to demand our respect, and we need to demand our justice. The old way ain't working. We see what we've been doing ain't working. It hasn't worked right now. So that means something got to change. We got to do something different. In the beginning of the video, you guys heard what I said. We need to do something different. We need to change the way that we're thinking, the way that we're moving. And we need everybody to come together too as well. We need to put money behind each other. We need to put money in a system, in our system, and create our own system for number one. And then number two, the people that we want in office, we need to start in our local towns, cities, and states. We need to talk to our neighbors, the people in our community, and, you know, basically to see where they at, to see how your neighbors feel, to see what's going on. Can we get a new councilman, someone that's actually going to serve and protect and change and help in our community, but we put money in his pocket, so therefore when he goes up there to the house and he is bidding for us, we need people that are actually bidding for us, and we put money in their pocket to do what we need to do. We need to put the people that we want in office, not these kangaroo people that we have no idea who they are, and they have no sense of loyalty or want justice for us. We need to change how the way we're doing things, straight up. And yes, you have to teach your kids. You have to teach yourself. And the internet's here for us to learn too as well. Learn how to protect yourself. Learn how to look over your shoulders. Tell your kids, tell your children what's going on. Tell them the dangers that are out here in this world where people might not like them just because of the color of their skin, but to have the power, the courage to stand up for themselves too as well, and know who they are, because once you know who you are, no one could break you down. And you know what? A coward dies 1,000 times. A hero only dies once. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. My voice is just so bad tonight. Brianna Taylor looks like our sister. She looks like our cousin. She looks like our uncle. It could be us. You know what I mean? You know, I could be doing a video. Somebody could be doing a video about me. Somebody could be doing a video about you. So we gotta stand together. We gotta work together. We gotta help each other. We gotta take all this shit that don't mean nothing, throw that out the window, and change this world, change this country. We built it. We can change it, or we can tear this motherfucker down. Retired, you know the criminal justice system, you know how to organize, you know how to get together. Start using our skills. Let's use our skills to come together. Let's use our skills to change what is going on in this world, so our great grandkids and our future kids and future grandkids and the next generation and the next generation can have this change. Because we've been fighting too long. We've been fighting for a long time and we haven't got no results. We need results. We need to put our money together. We need to cripple this economy. And we need everybody to stand behind us that's against racism and against injustice. That's calling on everybody, every culture, every race. People benefit for our sweat and our tears and our pain for generations. Now it's time for us to benefit. It's time for us to get our justice. It's time for us to take our justice. The old saying change is gonna come. No, we gonna make change come. We're making change come. We gotta believe in each other. We gotta love each other. We gotta support each other. Help each other out. Encourage one another to stand up. Say hello to your brother. Say hello to your sister. Check on your neighbors. Check on your family members. Teach. There's a lot of us that are retired. There's a lot of us got so much information. There's a lot of young people that got the information too as well. We need to share it. We need to come together. $40 acres and a mule all day. Where is my reparation? You want to vote? Where's my reparation? You want 100,000 people to go down to the polls? Where's our reparation? 40 acres and a mule all day, LaToya. And we ask that the spirit of calmness, the spirit of love, the spirit of protection wraps Brianna Taylor's mother, because this is a devastating blow. But this should be the last blow we face. For the shift and for things to change, we need to eat right. We need to cut sugar, salt out of our diet. We need to get ourselves healthy so we can be around, so we can help the children, and the children can help us too. But we need to eat right. We need to cleanse our bodies. We need to get all the fat, the sugar, all that nasty stuff that we pay too much money for. Clean our bodies. Once we clean our bodies, our mind will be clear. We can see new visions and dream new dreams. But we need to be clear of polluted food, of pollution. The food that we eat, the food that we buy sometimes is polluted. No more neck bones, pork chops, none of that fattening stuff. We need to eat right. We need to be around. Peace and blessings.